Hello Star Wars fans, it's me Noah here with the CP Gamers, bringing you a fun little comparison video between the AT-AT and the AT-M6 in LEGO UCS scale. Just a quick little heads up, some of the statements I say in this video might be my opinion, and they're also subject to change after I see The Last Jedi and I get to see the AT-M6 in action, so just take them with a grain of salt. I also just wanted to say thank you for all the suggestions of future mocks that I could build in my last video, which is the finale of my building crate segments. There were some really unique ideas, and I'll definitely be picking one right after I see The Last Jedi. So, also I wanted to say that I will be drawing the winner for the Sealed Starhopper LEGO set around the time of The Last Jedi, which is coming up next week, and you can still enter to win that. All you have to do is subscribe and share that video. So moving right along to the comparison, we have the AT-AT, which was first seen in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back in the Battle of Hoth. It represents the first of the Star Wars Walker class vehicles, which has become just a massive list of just about everything you can think of. We have walkers with 6 legs, I'm sure they have walkers with more than that. The 2-legged AT-ST, which actually came out at the exact same time, but it's much smaller, so it doesn't have as much love as the AT-AT has. But the AT-AT really just spawned a massive list of walkers, and that's what the AT-M6 is the latest culmination of. This LEGO version was built several years ago and has been modified many times by me. Most recently, the legs and the feet have been changed, and it's still a little bit unfinished, but I did want to make this video for you guys before The Last Jedi came out, and I figured just because I was missing a couple of pieces, didn't really want to not make the video just because of that. It's also very important to note that the AT-AT is to minifigure scale, while my newer AT-M6 isn't. The AT-M6 would be roughly twice the size of the AT-AT and features many improvements over armor and weapons. So this can be seen in the legs, which are much bigger, the cannons that it has, and the big mines on the back, which I actually was told by one of you guys in the comments. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. It sounds reasonable to me. They look like mines, so that's what I'm going to call them for now. Both of my LEGO walkers feature a Technic inner frame, which is kind of like a skeleton that adds to the stability and also cuts down the weight by using the Technic, like I said. This feature is something that I didn't have in the original AT-AT, which I showed in a video a long time ago, and it's still up, so you can see what I used to have. But now I have a much simpler and more supportive inner structure. And the frame on the AT-AT actually does come apart pretty easily. I added a quick detach feature that allows me to take the roof part off very quickly, because if you've ever built an AT-AT or any large walker in LEGO, you know that the hardest part is making it stand. That is by far the hardest aspect of these builds. Getting the look down isn't so bad, but really with all that weight on such small legs, it becomes quite a challenge. So if I'm able to do that without the body, if I'm able to set it up and have it stand without the body connected, and then quickly be able to throw on the body and lock it in using a quick detach feature, that is a major improvement, and I do hope to add something like that to my AT-M6 pretty soon. So we all know that the AT-ATs were defeated on Hoth by using high-strength tow cables to trip them up, and that's because they had armor that was really too strong for the blasters of the snowspeeders, but they didn't really consider the tow cables. So the AT-M6 counters this flaw with the sharp protrusions that you can see on the front legs that can cut the cables if the Rebels tried this one more time in the new movie. I personally don't think that they're going to try it, but I guess it's also possible. We'll just have to wait and see. And speaking of the legs on the AT-M6, I can't really say this enough. I do actually really like the AT-M6's stance with the front legs being up on a higher platform than the back legs. The hip joints a little bit higher up. I really like that. And the only complaint that I have about the AT-M6 over the AT-AT is that it just seems like it's adding a little bit of extra firepower just for the sake of adding extra firepower. And by that I mean it's just throwing a big cannon on the back of what is essentially an AT-AT and then calling it something brand new and we're supposed to be extremely excited about. Now, I do like how it looks. I think the subtle changes that were made to it were enough to get me interested in it, and that's why I built the LEGO mock. But I don't think that it was necessary for them to add, a giant cannon on the neck to make us think that it's some cool new walker. I think a subtle change would have been just fine, and if it didn't have that cannon on the back, it would have been just as cool, maybe even cooler. But that's just my opinion, so we will see. Maybe my opinion will change after I get to see it in action in the movie, but for now, that's what I'm thinking. These walkers were built on my channel and have a series of update videos released alongside them. You can find them just by searching it, and I have a few playlists also. If you do want to build one yourself, I don't have instructions, but you can watch the building segments and try and reverse engineer the models. That's what I do sometimes when I'm working on mocks. I see other people's mocks and I try and use their best aspects. I think you learn a lot more doing it like that than you would if you were going to try and just get instructions. And LEGO is about really improving on other people's work, and so that as a community we can see what can really be created. As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you guys can see some more cool Star Wars creations like these. And also, since The Last Jedi is coming out, may the Force be with you, and please, no spoilers.